Next on 6 News Nightcast, U.S. troops could be on their way towards Iraq. A woman gets lost at the Panthers game and ends up in Gaston County. And Strom Thurmond's estranged wife is in trouble with the law. 6 News Nightcast starts right now.
Live from NBC 6, Charlotte. This is 6 News Nightcast.
President Clinton gives the go-ahead for military action against Iraq.
Tragedy strikes the same lake where Susan Smith killed her 2 kids. This time, 7 people drowned.
And a pregnant teenager is shot by her unborn baby's father.
Could be some more rain in the Carolinas weather picture, plus the latest on Hurricane Fran. That's all coming up in just a few minutes.
David Cone is back with the Yankees just in time, and the Panthers getting a much-needed break. We'll hear from them coming up in sports.
Good evening. This is a difficult night, as you can imagine, for American troops and their families in the Carolinas and around the world. Just hours ago, the president gave his okay for the U.S. to attack Iraq.
Our Alicia Booth has been monitoring this breaking situation from the NBC News Channel. She joins us live now with details and reaction from troops in Charlotte. Alicia?
Some sources indicate that military action against Iraq is very likely. Other sources, however, say it is a foregone conclusion. It's in retaliation for Saddam Hussein's latest act of aggression. It's also something that guardsmen here in Charlotte say they have to be ready for.
It's still tough, yeah.
Master Sergeant Cliff Osborne just got off a plane from California. His last mission was fighting fires there for 8 days. He knows his next mission could be in the Middle East. And like his colleagues here in Charlotte, he tries not to dwell on it.
Of course, you don't want to upset your family or anything, and, you'd be gone for a while, and just try to smooth things over at home, and just bite the nail and go,
And tonight, sources indicate the wheels are already in motion, with elements heading to Iraq both by land and by sea. The reason for this reaction? Iraq's powerful attack against Kurds allied with Iran in, of all places, a safe haven, protected by the U.S. and its allies. A White House spokesman even says there's evidence Iraqi troops are hunting down and killing political opponents in the areas they are seizing. And right now it appears the U.S. is positioning itself to strike from many locations, with B-52s stationed in Guam and ships in the Persian Gulf ready to launch highly accurate and deadly Tomahawk cruise missiles. But experts warn the threat of such military force will not be enough to quell a man like Saddam Hussein.
Saddam needs to show that he is still in control. He needs to stifle opposition.
Now, in the meantime, all American troops already stationed in the Persian Gulf are on high alert right at this moment. There is no indication right now when the U.S. may carry out its threat against Iraq. Reporting live from the NBC News Channel, Alicia Booth, 6 News Nightcast.
On to other news now. 7 people, including 4 children, have drowned in John D. Long Lake. It's the same lake where Susan Smith drowned 2 kids. An adult and 4 children were inside a Chevy Suburban Saturday on a trip to the monument in honor of Smith's kids. As 5 friends were reading the monument by the vehicle's headlights, the Suburban started rolling toward the water. 2 adults chased the van into the lake. None of them made it out alive.
That's a terrible, terrible tragedy. The whole family wiped right out. That's terrible.
It's unbelievable that another tragedy could happen here.
Medical examiners are performing autopsies on the 7 victims. Visitors have been going to John D. Long Lake all day. Many are searching for an answer to why more children lost their lives there. 6 News reporter Francine Cuccinello joins us from Union County with more. Francine.
Alan, investigators have ruled these drowning deaths accidental, but some residents say this is one accident that could have been avoided. Soon, these granite monuments to Michael and Alex Smith may be joined by a new marker, one remembering the 3 adults and 4 children who died here Saturday. Angie and Tim Phillips and their 3 young daughters drowned, along with a child the Phillips were babysitting and a friend who attempted to rescue the family from their sinking vehicle. As news of the drownings reached the townspeople Sunday morning, speculation began.
Always after a few things happen, they put up rails. It would surprise me 1 minute if they don't have some rails right across there full long to protect this bank.
That will be made possibly through an appeal of some type through the Wildlife Department as a safety measure. due to what has happened and in a response to that.
Daylight clearly shows where the pavement ends and the bank and steep boat ramp begins. At night, there's no distinction.
Down through here on the boat ramp, I mean, unless you have your car light shining, you can't see. You know, they can have reflectors here, or they could, like they have the road blocked off over there, they could have like a little fence, a little chain fence with the post going around this little embankment over here. I mean, it's really not safe.
After dark, John D. Long Lake is closed to boaters and fishermen. But even at night, visitors continue to come out to see the memorials.
You go past the memorial at least 3 feet, you know, you're in a steep incline. You could slip and fall. They need some kind of lighting down here.
According to Sheriff Wells, the Chevy Suburban pulled up to shine its lights on the monuments and somehow moved forward between the markers and rolled down the bank into the lake. Now, authorities have asked for autopsies on all 7 of the victims, and those results will be available tomorrow. Reporting live from the Union County Courthouse, Francine Cuccinello, 6 News Nightcast.
Thanks, Francine. It's been nearly 2 years since Susan Smith drowned her kids in the John D. Long Lake. For 9 days, Smith said a carjacker kidnapped Michael and Alex, but the truth finally came out when she confessed to authorities. Family members, including the boys' father, said they felt betrayed.
I was heartbroken. It was a sickening feeling that I've never experienced in my life before.
Susan Smith was sentenced to life in prison, and ironically, it was the memorial for her sons that brought the latest victims to the lake this weekend. A Waxhaw, North Carolina man also drowned this weekend. He was trying to save the family dog. Authorities say 43-year-old Randy Manoni jumped in Lake Watery. Manoni then asked for help getting the dog in the boat, which his daughter did, but he disappeared under the water. His body was later recovered by rescue crews. A pregnant teenager is rushed to the hospital, shot by her unborn baby's father.
That shooting happened late this afternoon in West Charlotte. Lisa Conklin joins us from the newsroom with the very latest on this case. Lisa?
Val and Ellen, that 16-year-old victim, Tina White, is 3 months pregnant. Neighbors are very vocal. They believe this is an accident. However, at least one friend says White is puzzled about what happened.
She just went up the steps, just sat on the bed.
And then what'd she say happened?
She said he played with the gun, she got shot.
Jerika Meeks is one of many neighbors gathering in the rain, trying to find out if 16-year-old Tina White and her baby will pull through. Police say this man, her 18-year-old boyfriend, Tony Wilson, told them he was playing around with a .38 caliber revolver when it accidentally misfired, hitting the pregnant woman in the abdomen. While Wilson wouldn't talk to reporters, neighbors say he's extremely upset.
Yeah, he hurt. He don't fit. He hurt. He did that to her anyway. Because she pregnant with his baby and stuff. That's good. That should hurt.
Officers say witnesses back up Wilson's story that the two were not arguing before the gun fired. Police questioned the 18-year-old before letting him go. They're ruling the incident accidental, meaning he won't be charged at this point. Investigators will now send the gun to the crime lab for test, but at this point believe the facts are so clear-cut, they won't take the case to the district attorney's office.
Unless something really different comes back from, say, the crime lab, if they take a look at the gun and can either confirm or deny that maybe there was a malfunction with the weapon, it was pretty old looking, I don't think it'll have to go to the DA.
A nursing supervisor tells us White and her baby are in fair and stable condition at this hour, a situation that easily could have been much worse. Reporting from the newsroom, Lisa Conklin, 6 News Nightcast.
A Fayetteville woman is back home tonight after losing her way during the Charlotte Panthers game yesterday. Shannon Elkins told her husband she wasn't feeling well at the end of the third quarter yesterday. She took the keys and headed toward their truck. When her husband and son went to the truck at the end of the game, Shannon was nowhere to be found.
I guess I got turned around in the stadium because when I went out, I didn't, I forgot where we parked because we had to park a ways away from the stadium.
The three were reunited this afternoon in Gastonia. Shannon spent the night with a family who offered shelter. The body found inside this Ford station wagon has been identified. The car was pulled out of Duncan's Creek not far from Polkville last Thursday. The victim is 65-year-old Amos Bumgardner. He lived in southeast Charlotte. Bumgardner has been missing since last July. Nancy Thurman, estranged wife of Senator Strom Thurmond, is facing DWI charges. Police in Aiken, South Carolina, pulled her over this weekend. The Thurmans have been separated since 1991. Their eldest daughter was killed by a drunk driver in 1993.
North Carolina Senate candidate Harvey Gantt spent his Labor Day on the campaign trail. Gantt spoke with residents in Matthews during their Matthews Alive festival. The Democratic candidate also talked to 6 News about the upcoming elections and what he thinks voters are interested in this year.
Voters are ready for a change. They want somebody who's going to go to Washington to care about their problems.
Gantt's campaign pitch included talks on values and educating our children. In the meantime, Gantt's opponent may hold his last campaign rally for a while. Senator Jesse Helms was in Winston-Salem this afternoon with stock car racing stars Jeff Bodine and Jimmy Spencer. Helms returns to Washington this week as Congress ends its August summer recess.
Police say this woman starved her daughter to death, and the reasons why are just as horrifying.
Plus, some protesters are protesting the protesters, and it's all over pigeons. We'll explain as Nightcast continues.
From NBC 6 Charlotte, Alan Denton, Val Holly Dennis, Larry Sprinkle, and Chuck Howard, this is 6 News Nightcast.
Takes a lot of work to make a big breakfast. Easier just to head down to Shoney's and help yourself to the classic American breakfast bar.
Can we order room service?
For the price of a Toyota RAV4, fully loaded, you could get a Kia Sportage, ridiculously loaded. With 4 doors and 130 horses, selling for around $3,000 less than a RAV4. There's no end to the fun you can have.
Honey, there's a squirrel in the hot tub.
Presenting Sportage from Kia.
This is no. Meet the bro. You see anything weird, you take a picture of it. If it's must see, it's NBC.
On the road to growing up, they tripped and fell hard from a high they could not control.
When I overdosed, I didn't feel anything.
I don't want to bury you.
I would steal from my house.
High school days, high on heroin.
That's one thing I never would have expected from you.
Now parents and peers are putting on the pressure. How are you dealing with this? Hard lessons at Heroin High. Next, Rolanda.
Tuesday at 3 here on NBC 6.
A genius, a lifesaver, a man with no identity.
I want the truth. Who am I?
Pursued by a woman eager to destroy him.
They brought in Miss Parker.
Uh-oh.
Is some kind of vigilante getting even for the little guy?
The center wants him alive.
Shoot him!
The Pretender, NBC Saturdays this fall.
The 4th annual Kiwanis Club foot race was held this Labor Day in Matthews. The 3-mile race started and finished near Stumptown Park. Trophies were awarded to the top 3 overall finishers and the top 3 in the wheelchair competition. Proceeds from the event will help benefit children in need through the School for Kids program. Meanwhile, Statesville Avenue residents came together today not only for a cookout, but also as part of the Stop the Violence mission. People enjoyed food, different types of entertainment, and even some clowns.
As the investigation drags on, it appears the chance an accident caused TWA Flight 800 to crash is getting more and more remote. Federal investigators know there was an explosion in the central fuel tank, but say it's not likely the explosion alone could bring down the plane. Here's a difficult story to fathom. A New York mother is charged with starving her 4-year-old daughter to death. Carla Lockwood reportedly admitted to the murder because she neither loved nor wanted the child. Lockwood told authorities she had not fed the little girl in a year, and she kept the child in a blanket-covered crib in a locked bedroom. The little girl's 5 other siblings are in protective care.
Police in Arizona arrested a father for shooting his 5 children, killing 4 of them. The shootings happened yesterday at a trailer on the Navajo Indian Reservation. Police say the father then tried to set the trailer on fire after the shootings. Right now, they do not have a motive. A collision involving a passenger bus outside Mexico City leaves 23 people dead and 19 more injured. The accident happened this morning. Police say the driver was speeding and swerved off the road, slamming into two parked trucks.
A Pennsylvania pigeon shoot is drawing fire from animal rights activists. It's an event where sportsmen try to shoot more than 5,000 live birds to raise money for community projects. But some people say it's cruelty to animals. Several people chained themselves together to try to stop the event from taking place, and now there are some protesting the protesters.
I think they should drag them off of the truck. Go out there and just drag them off the field. Only a rat with wings, big deal.
This was the 63rd annual pigeon shoot.
Well, we'll tell you how taking a few extra seconds a day can help the environment.
Plus, Carolina residents are complaining about an itching problem.
And we'll take you on a plunge as Nightcast continues.
Hurricane Edouard pretty much out of the picture. We'll be saying goodbye to him, but hello, Fran. How will Fran affect the Carolinas? We'll take a look at your forecast through the weekend coming up next.
Red tag, $1,000 off. White tag, $2,000 off. Blue tag, $3,000 off. Rick Hendricks Import Outlet Red, White, and Blue Tag event. It's now through Labor Day. Get Hondas, Mazdas, and Toyotas at up to $3,000 off. Appraise your own trade. Kelly Blue Books are posted at the door. See Red, White, and Blue and save green. Up to $3,000 through Labor Day at Rick Hendricks Import Outlet.
This week, Daddy's come to visit and see how my river retreat's coming along.
Little Dixie always knew how to raise the roof. It looks like she's at it again.
And it's a lot easier with the Bell South Yellow Pages. Everything up there is right in here. Daddy, meet the roofers I found through the book.
Hello, Mr. Carter. Hey! Dixie, you must be starving. Let me fix us something to eat. Where's the kitchen?
Yes, I saw your ad in the Bell South Yellow Pages.
It was a very grim story for us. Our plant was closing.
Gonna lose 88 jobs. The local manager of the Walmart store gave me an appointment.
He says, those Walmart commercials, is that for real? The Made in USA program gets a commitment. And I did everything I could to make it happen. And Jim called me up. He says, I got a truck rolling in my back door. We got orders going out.
Well, I'm glad we helped them out.
Thanks to Walmart, we've saved 88 American jobs.
Next, Crook and Chase, the hilarious Margaret Smith stops by to tickle your funny bone. Also, the buzz on the latest gourmet treat.
Go ahead and try that, Lorianne.
I don't think so.
Will she munch on mosquito pizza? Also, Charlie's taken to the air, but why is his son hot on his trail? Plus, God in heaven, hear my prayer. Billy Ray Cyrus brings his new CD and a special friend. Next, Crook and Chase.
Tuesday at 4 here on NBC 6.
Send the cheese. And now, weather with Larry Sprinkle.
Not the kind of Labor Day a lot of folks wanted, and many people like abundant sunshine, but it did turn out to be kind of a fall-type day. A few showers around, lots of clouds, and still rather cloudy across the area. We'll take a look at the Parkway 1 Center and a beautiful fountain over there right across from the Billy Graham Center here on the Billy Graham Parkway. Billy Graham Center, where are we? Woodridge Center, that's right. Our temperature in Charlotte is 70 degrees. Winds are calm right now, dew point 66, giving us a relative humidity of 87%, pressure at 30.04 and steady. And as far as rain, 15/100ths of an inch of rain recorded at Douglas International Airport. High temperature today, 80 degrees. Our morning low, 69. We'll probably match that tomorrow morning. Sunrise, 6:58. Maybe not a lot of sunshine again tomorrow. Temperatures across the two-state area down to 64 degrees at Asheville, Greenville, Spartanburg, 67, Columbia, 72, and the upper 70s, mid to upper 70s along the Carolina coastline. Well, we saw some showers move through the area earlier today, going back to 6 o'clock. Just light rain across the Charlotte area. Heavier precipitation along the Carolina coastline. In fact, around Charleston, almost 4.5 inches of rain. It looks like there may be a few more showers tonight moving through the area. As you can see, most of this precipitation is out of the area. moving from the south to the north, but tomorrow we could see another round of rain. We have an area of low pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So now the deep south right now, heavy showers and thunderstorms across Alabama, pretty close to Montgomery, Alabama. And you can see up in New England, this is all associated with Hurricane Edouard. Already showers moving into Nova Scotia, 4.5 inches of rain in Halifax, Nova Scotia. You can take a look at the cloud picture, and once again, an area of low pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. You can almost see that counterclockwise circulation, but you definitely can see it in Hurricane, now Tropical Storm Edouard right here. And out of the Atlantic Ocean, this is the one we're going to be paying very close attention to. This is Fran, as we take a much closer view of it. We saw Gustav more or less lose its energy. We're not going to worry about Gustav, but you can see right here, this is Fran. Bahamas right here, Miami, and taking a bearing right on the southeast coast. Looks like there could be some impact maybe by Thursday as we head into the weekend. Could affect anywhere from Miami to the Carolinas, somewhere in there. Our enhanced cloud picture. This right here is Cuba, Hispaniola, and the Bahamas, Florida, and the Carolinas up here. And you can take a look at that circulation in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That is Hurricane Fran. Sustained winds right now at 80 miles an hour, moving west-northwest at 13. We have a hurricane watch and tropical storm warning in effect for the central Bahamas right now. And it's about 495 miles just to the east of Nassau in the Bahamas. Pretty powerful system. And the models are saying that it will probably increase in strength. One of the possible paths of Fran between now and Saturday would take it right across the Bahamas. Sometime Thursday would be pretty close to the coast of Florida, maybe around West Palm Beach, between there and Jacksonville, then moving inland. One of the models shows it going all the way up to the southeastern corner of Georgia, and then another takes it right across into the Gulf of Mexico. So there's quite a few things that can happen between now and the weekend. For us overnight tonight, a few showers around, low temperature about 68 degrees. Then for tomorrow, more clouds than sunshine, the high temperature near 78. And once again, we could see some scattered showers, maybe even a thunderstorm or two. Here it is for the next 5 days across the region. And everything for at least the next 2.5, 3 days will be because of that system coming out of the deep south. And then as we get into the weekend, we could have some influence from Fran. So it looks like we're going to see the potential each day of some scattered showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms. Tomorrow's high 78. Then low 80s on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So a consistent weather picture with more clouds than sunshine and a little more precipitation. Of course, we'll keep you updated as Fran gets much closer to the southeast coast. Have a nice one.
All right, thanks, Larry. As you just mentioned, Hurricane Edouard is long past the Carolina coast, causing little damage. But the storm still made Labor Day weekend miserable for coastal businesses. Hotels and restaurants suffered the most. Some visitors who were scared away Friday did show up today, but no swimming flags are still up on many beaches. All the rain this season is really biting people. Complaints about mosquitoes are higher than normal. Health officials say all the rain, that includes the downpours from Hurricane Bertha, have led to more mosquito breeding.
Charlotte residents can now recycle more of their trash. Starting today, the curbside recycling program will take magazines and catalogs. So you can put those items in the red Curbit container along with newspapers, plastic, glass, and aluminum. The world's highest amusement ride is now open in Las Vegas. It's called the Sky Screamer, a part skydiving, part hang gliding attraction. The ride puts people in a flight harness, lifts them up more than 220 feet, and drops them. Celebrities like Wayne Newton help open the ride.
And coming up next in sports, baseball almost had another no-hitter tonight.
And do you believe in miracles? Team USA takes on Russia in World Cup hockey. Chris Justice tells us what happened.
Hey everybody, check out the savings.
Why is everyone rushing into their Carolina Ford dealer?
Whoa!
They don't want to miss Ford's factory authorized clearance.
That's Clarence?
Oh, sorry, Clarence. But with $1,000 cash back on Ford Ranger or just $149 a month, it's been crazy around here.
Everything is priced to move.
That's $1,000 cash back on the #1 selling Ford Ranger, or lease it for only $149 a month.
Wow, that's huge.
It's your Carolina Ford dealer's factory authorized clearance.
That's Clarence.
6 News is straight to the point. We don't have a lot of time after a busy day with the children for a lot of extra silly information.
I like to watch 6 News because it's no nonsense, it's straight to the point. I can get the information
in just a little bit of time.
Short and concise, to the point, is exactly what I'm looking for.
6 News is the local news that I watch. It seems to get right to the point of the news and leave out a lot of the fluff. Sit back, relax, and leave the driving to us. The LPGA is returning to Lake Norman's Peninsula Club for the 2nd annual Fieldcrest Cannon Classic, September 23rd through the 29th. Slow down and take in the scenic and challenging course and watch 144 of the world's top women golfers compete for a $500,000 purse. Here's your chance to see the LPGA's best tee off by the lake. Call 704-378-4410 for ticket information. We'll see you in September at the Peninsula Club, and you can leave the driving to us.
When you donate to Goodwill Industries, you know what you give. I'm Fred Grandy, and I'd like to show you what you get. At Goodwill, we turn your donations into jobs. You see, our real mission is providing training and employment to people who are disabled and disadvantaged. And when you support Goodwill Industries, you turn on the power of work in your community. Goodwill Industries. Give a little, get a lot.
Hello, everybody. Sports time now. Chuck Howard is taking this Labor Day off. The Panthers are taking advantage of this Monday night off to rest up after yesterday's 29-6 season opening win over Atlanta. One guy probably needs the rest, Tamunga Biaka-Batuka. The guy's only been with the Panthers for a couple weeks, but sure did use him up yesterday. 26 carries for 69 yards. He was especially big the first time the Panthers had the football, helping to set up their touchdown. And he's a good rookie. He knows to thank that offensive line.
We still got to improve, but did a great job getting me holes, and I just hit the holes. And, those guys are a confident guy, and they're willing to work hard. So I think we're going to improve our week in and week out.
All right, of course, the Panthers getting ready for New Orleans this Sunday. For the first few weeks of the season, the Dallas Cowboys will probably be as beatable as they have been in a few seasons. The Chicago Bears hope to be the first to take advantage of beating up the boys tonight. I don't know if you call that beating them up, but right now in the fourth quarter, Chicago does have the lead. 10-3 the score in what has been an unusual Monday night game. The boys still hanging around, but they have not played well tonight. Second week of the U.S. Open is still complete with most of the top players on both the men's and women's side, with one notable exception being Arantxa Sanchez Vicario. The ladies' number 3 seed loses to the 15-year-old Martina Hingis. You know, she was born in the 1980s. Makes you feel a little older. She's moving on. Andre Agassi is also moving on. He pounds out a win in 4 sets over fellow American David Wheaton. Also for the guys, number 2 seed Michael Chang wins in straight sets. Michael with the powerful serve, and he's moving on. Baseball now. The Charlotte Knights in Toledo called it a season following tonight's finale at the Castle, and the Knights get out with the win. Fireworks after the game. Looks like there were some fireworks during the game. Knights win 11-10. They end their season a disappointing 62-79. To the majors now, the Reds and the Braves going at it. A wild one at Riverfront Stadium. Eduardo Perez, a solo homer to the opposite field, only his 3rd of the season. Turned out to be a big one, though. The Reds want to win by just a run. 7-6. The rest of your National League scores. It's St. Louis over Houston, 8-7 in 10 innings. The Cards moved within a half game of the first place Astros in the NL Central. Montreal beats San Francisco in 11. Los Angeles over New York. Colorado beats Pittsburgh, and it's Florida beating Chicago 4-3. San Diego and Philadelphia 5-1 is that final score. To the American League, David Cone back just in time for the Yankees to right that sinking ship. He's been out for 4 months, but he came back and threw 7 innings of no-hit baseball. Then they bring in Mariano Rivera to try to close the door and keep the no-hitter going on, but Jose Herrera breaks it up. Oh, that's pretty nice. The only hit of the game for the A's. They don't get the win. Big one for the Yanks. They needed that one. 5-zip final score. Kansas City over Toronto 2-0. It's Milwaukee beating Cleveland 7-6. Detroit over Chicago 8-6. Also tonight, Minnesota, Texas, and Boston, Seattle. NASCAR now. You know, Benny Parsons has the night off, but among the NASCAR notes we can pass along tonight is the driver's swap that will be made official tomorrow. Jeremy Mayfield and John Andretti will swap rides this weekend in Richmond. Mayfield let the cat out of the bag after his early exit in the Southern 500. He'll move over to that Kmart Little Caesars car, while Andretti, after a 5th place finish yesterday, will move to the RCA ride. All the NASCAR news yesterday and for the last week or so has been about Dale Jarrett. Of course, by now you know that he did not win the Southern 500. He did not get the $1 million, but Dale was certainly classy in defeat, handled all the pressure.
But
think we were showing that we had a car to beat. Had a good race car. Just saw a car get in the wall up there, but you couldn't see any oil, and just got in there and hit the oil. Not much you can do.
Well, tough to hold back the tears for old Dale. He's certainly a class guy, and he'll win some more races, that's for sure. Hockey for you now. The United States pulled off an upset in the Hockey World Cup by knocking off tournament favorite Canada over the weekend. Tonight, a meeting with the powerful Russians. Remember back in 1980, the miracle on ice? Well, not a miracle this time around, but another win for the U.S. Pat LaFontaine, the backhand into the net. The United States knocks off Russia. Final score 5-2. They're moving on to play Slovakia, and so far in the tournament, they've played two of the toughest teams, and they are a perfect 2-0. Way to go, USA. That's a look at sports.
All right, thanks, Chris. 50 of the most beautiful women in America are on their way to Atlantic City.
And that's right, and one of them will be the next Miss America. That story coming up next.
To rise above the rest, it takes something more. Sierra by GMC, with a newly enhanced 200-horse Vortec engine standard for more standard power, more standard torque, and more miles between scheduled maintenance. All at a value that's more than you bargained for. Sierra by GMC.
Lease 200 horses for $200 a month at your Carolina GMC dealer now.
It's fun.
Where's Vanna, and how do I buy a vowel?
It's got a great payoff.
$19,500.
And it's the most fun you can have with your brain.
The correct response is, what is Jeopardy?
Join host Alex Trebek and get into the game that covers the world of knowledge from A to Z. There's no question about it. You've got to watch the next Jeopardy!
Weeknights at 7 here on NBC 6.
I like the fact that I don't have to deal with in and out, chit-chat kind of things.
If you work all day, you're doing laundry, you're doing dinner.
I like a newscast that doesn't waste my time.
What I like about 6 News is that they get to the point. There's not a lot of fluff surrounding their stories.
And just get the facts to us and let us get on with our children in the evening meals and whatever.
Get to the point. Get to the point.
6 News is precise and it's right to the point.
Out on the field, you have to know exactly what you're doing. No mistakes, no mercy. To make those tough calls on the field, we have coaches to get us the facts. In real life, we don't have a professional coach, but everyone still needs the facts to make the play. Hi, I'm Mike Fox, defensive lineman of the Carolina Panthers. Fortunately, teens, parents, and teachers have straight talk. It's a 24-hour hotline with recorded information on challenges teams deal with every day. 344-1111.
Our party shot tonight comes from Atlantic City. Boy, they've got that wave down, don't they? Where 50 ladies are hoping to take that magical stroll as Miss America. The pageant doesn't begin for nearly 2 weeks, but practice does. The women are also under strict orders to abstain from drinking, smoking, or gambling, even though they're staying in casino hotels. The Miss America pageant is September 14th, right here on NBC 6.
Not just the wave, but the smile. We were seeing a toothy grin there.
Time for us to wave. Have a good night.